My name is Alexander. I have a brother, but we never really got along. Year after year, my brother continued to harass me. I tried to connect with him, but instead of bridging the gap, it only widened. Then, one day, my paternal grandfather, who had taken me in, made a significant announcement, and everything began to change dramatically. I never thought something like this would happen. Being a person with ordinary thoughts, I never imagined this situation. When I was young, my parents died in an accident. After that, my paternal grandfather took care of me. He's a strict person, feared even by our family members. Now, our family consists of my grandfather, my brother, and me. My brother Benjamin has always been proud. Since we were little, he's called me dull or slow, and that hasn't changed even now. In fact, it's only gotten worse. One day, as I was preparing for college entrance exams, he said,
Alexander, I heard you never managed to be the top of your high school class. You only managed to be average. Aren't you ashamed? In contrast, I've always been at the top of my class. Not just once or twice, I've become a diplomat after excelling in college. Our family's honor is practically guaranteed, understand? I'm an elite. From now on, you must call me sir, got it? Benjamin, will you stop this nonsense? As a diplomat, you should behave accordingly. You're not acting like this outside, are you? Not at all. Only with him. I wonder, you've always been too arrogant. You'll learn a painful lesson someday. Don't worry, I'm excellent. So that won't happen. Are you getting old, grandfather?
I thought this behavior was unthinkable from the brother I knew as a child. Even I thought that was rude. I glanced at my grandfather. I knew that after scolding my brother, he always looked at him with a bitter face. Time passed and I graduated from my desired university without any delays and got a job at the city hall. It's still a tough economy, but I thought that working for the city hall would provide some stability. However, my brother's taunts only increased. I'm home.
Hey, you're back?
He said, looking at me with contempt. I wanted to avoid this kind of welcome right at the entrance. Usually it would end there, but this time was different. As I was about to enter the house, my brother came close and whispered in my ear,
You should just disappear.
What?
You're a disgrace to our family since you can't get ahead. Better leave before you become an embarrassment, okay? What are you doing there? Nothing at all. Now wash your hands quickly. You're so dull.
He said and left. You're a disgrace to our family, so disappear? Finally, he said it. He had always been harsh, but now he looked down on me like this. When we were really young, he was a bit mean but never neglected me. Our mother raised us equally and our father taught us how to be men from that time. Raised by such parents and being blood-related siblings, it only makes me feel sadder. Is it because I've grown tired of being ordinary? Has power changed him? Or is it because of our prestigious family background? In any case, if our father and mother could see my brother now, I wonder how sad their eyes would be. Perhaps my feelings showed on my face for now. My grandfather approached and put his hand on my shoulder.
Don't cry. It's truly shameful to cry over something like this. Yes, I'm sorry. It's fine, but it's time to make things clear. Just like it happened with me in the past, it's a strange fate that it's happening again in my grandson's generation.
He muttered to himself and walked away. At that moment, my grandfather's face wasn't the usual bitter one, but sharp, dignified, and clearly exuding a sense that he had made some decision. That's how it seemed to me. Time passed, and this day was my grandfather's birthday. Usually, relatives would gather for a quiet celebration, but for some reason, no one was there this time. Only my brother and I were waiting for our grandfather, the guest of honor, in the living room. But there was nothing on the table, not even the usual birthday cake, making it a lonely scene for a birthday. I had prepared a present for my grandfather, but it didn't seem like the right time to give it.
Don't you think it's strange? What? Nothing. I was foolish to ask.
There was a click and the door opened. When my grandfather entered, we straightened up and quietly looked at him. I was tense, sensing a different atmosphere. Glancing at my brother, I saw a faint smile on his lips. It was as if he knew something. When my grandfather took his seat, he took a deep breath.
You've probably already noticed today is my birthday, but I haven't invited anyone. There's more important news. Important news, you say? Yes, it's about taking over the family business.
At that moment, my brother's eyes widened, his smile still on his face. It was as if he was saying, I've been waiting for this. As for me, I was just a little tense, thinking the family business will probably be handed over to my brother. If that happened, my brother would undoubtedly cast me aside. Thinking that way made me feel heavy.
Finally, I've been waiting. So when do we start the process? Even tomorrow's fine. You are too eager. I haven't told anyone yet. What are you saying? It's obvious, isn't it? The family business will be inherited by me, the eldest son. Am I wrong? Yes, you are wrong.
My brother stared at my grandfather, who answered sharply, his smile frozen on his face. Unable to accept what was said, my brother coughed, placed both hands on the table, and leaned forward, eyes wide open.
I didn't hear you clearly. Could you say that again? You are unfortunate to have sudden hearing loss at your age, Benjamin. Fine, I'll say it clearly as you wish. You will not inherit the family business. It will be Alexander.
Unbelievable! I never thought I would inherit the family headship. I couldn't hide my surprise, though not as much as my brother.
Alexander, you will carry on the next generation. We'll handle the inheritance procedures later, that's all. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. This has to be a lie.
My brother's scream echoes through the room.
Why not me? Why not me? I have more ability and fame than him. I have connections with influential people. I'm a diplomat in my current job, and he's just a city hall employee. I don't fall short to this disgraceful failure in any way. Do you understand that, huh? Indeed, in terms of ability and education, that may be true. But to say that you surpass Alexander in every way is an overestimation of yourself. Benjamin, you don't understand others' pain at all. What? What does that have to do with anything? The world is survival of the fittest, a society of disparities, capitalism. Only the strong survive and the weak become fodder for the strong. They talk about love and equality, but those are all illusions. In the end, power and money are everything.
My brother shouts his beliefs in a rage, and my grandfather responds with hearty laughter. I can see my brother's eyes trembling with anger at my grandfather's reaction.
Is that really so? I don't think so. Most people who say that and go their own way end up lonely. I can't let someone who's trapped by short-sighted desires and their own greed inherit the family headship. I chose Alexander because he has compassion.
Compassion, you say?
Yes, as my father used to say, a leader must be someone with ability and respected by others. Ability can be achieved alone through study or anything else, but whether or not you are respected by others is determined by them. How's your work environment now, Alexander? Yes, under the guidance of my seniors, I still have areas to improve after about 6 months, but recently I've been assigned to mentor a new junior colleague. My seniors and bosses say Alexander is good at teaching others, so I'm learning and teaching my junior colleagues what I can. Even though you're still learning, you're in a position to teach others. That's because you have been diligent in your duties, and others see qualities in you that they respect. It may go without saying, but don't forget that heart, okay? And what about you, Benjamin? Hey, oh man, who cares about that? Take back what you said earlier and say I will pass the family business to Benjamin. Silence, boy.
My grandfather's eyes sharpened, and with one word, he silenced my brother, who complained loudly. I also felt a chill witnessing my grandfather's intimidation for the first time. My grandfather stood up quietly and confronted my brother. My brother, who had lost his earlier bravado, cowered like a rabbit facing a predator, unable to take his eyes off my grandfather.
Benjamin, your arrogance has gone too far. I have overlooked it, hoping that one day you'll understand, but no more. You're a disgrace to our family. From this moment, I sever our family ties. Pack your bags and leave at once. Never show your ugly face to us again.
My brother, who had been disowned, clenched his teeth, his eyelids twitching violently, and swallowed the words that seemed to overflow from his throat as he ran out of the room. Tears were in his eyes.
Now that the noisy one is gone, let's get back to our conversation. Before that, please take this.
I stand up and hand my grandfather a present.
Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful year ahead.
My grandfather looks a little surprised as he takes the present and carefully unwraps it.
Is this a pocket watch? Yes, there's a space inside the cover for a photo. I was hoping we could take a group picture today and later put a small version of it in there. But it seems that won't be possible. Ha ha ha. If we did that, the faces would be too small for me to see. Let's save that for future enjoyment. Thank you, Alexander.
My grandfather says this with a smile, but his expression quickly turns serious again.
Be prepared, Alexander. Things are about to get much tougher. Please, go easy on me. That's not an option.
My grandfather says this with a mischievous grin, like a child playing a prank. From that day on, my life changes dramatically. After resigning from my job, I spent every day learning the manners and etiquette befitting a prestigious family, studying hard to meet the expectations. My grandfather, sometimes stern, sometimes encouraging, truly seems great, and I come to respect him as a parent. I spent almost a year devoted to my studies, and thanks to my efforts, I'm able to attend upper-class parties. The nervousness I felt was probably the most intense in my life, but I think I was able to overcome it with the confidence and results of my daily efforts. Even after that, a candidate for my marriage has decided to ensure the heir. I tightened my resolve once again, realizing that things won't settle down for a while. In the midst of all this, I hear rumors about my brother who left home. Apparently, he's working hard overseas as a diplomat. Knowing my action-oriented brother, I think he must be handling his job skillfully. I hope he will live his future by switching his mindset, keeping in mind what my grandfather pointed out. Since hearing the rumors about my brother, I sometimes wonder how he's doing. What he did to me hurt a lot, and I hated it, but I honestly didn't wish for such a farewell. My brother may not feel the same way, but Benjamin was my brother and family. My grandfather told me to forget, but I couldn't simply discard my feelings or be so detached. But now, unlike before, I am in a position of responsibility, and I don't wish to call him back. I have a duty to protect the pride of the prestigious family and the new family I have built. My child is now 5 years old, running around more energetically, growing up healthy and lively. My wife stands by my side, never losing her warm kindness, and together we are raising our child as a support for each other. And when our child grows even bigger and matures into a fine person, the position my grandfather held will come to me. My grandfather now enjoys his leisure time, watching over us, and has declared that he would interfere with how my wife and I raise our child. In other words, it's a generational change. My path as the new leader is still ahead, and it's truly exciting. On a side note, it seems that my grandfather has put a photo of his grandchild in the pocket watch I gave him for his birthday, and he smiles every time he looks at it. I hope you're looking forward to my growth as well, my great-grandfather.